Good morning, everybody. Yo, yo, Exponential. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Tom. Morning, Toad. Anthony. Good morning. What makes trading better? Better than what? Trading is better than a lot of things, I would say. Ted Nugent. Oh, I see. We got a lot of hot takes on the music thing. We got, some folks have requested Tool. There's some System of a Down going. Ted Nugent, apparently. Morning, Arthur. Morning, Thomas. Yeah, some interesting overnight action. We had a drop here. It looks like it never retested. Yeah, Anthony, I like a ton of different music, but something about, first of all, you got to find something that everyone can kind of vibe to. And then second, I don't want to be stressed out when I'm trading, as much as I like rock, it doesn't really put you in the like super chill kind of mindset. Anywho. Hey, Fury. Yeah, Tom, my career as a cashier just wasn't working out, So yeah, overnight action, a bit schizophrenic here. And the Nasdaq looks about the same. Maybe we get a retest of that low though. That was a pretty decisive move down. You would think we would at least get down in here into that zone, even if we don't make a new low. The warning is most traders lose money. I mean, that is the warning. That is true. So, Thomas, you're saying that the downtrend is the retest? Well, I mean, yeah, we certainly do have this little guy here, right? So maybe that's the second leg, but usually, sorry, I'm over here. So yeah, I mean, you could look at this as the first move and then that as the second move, but usually if the second move is that much bigger than the first, it's a channel all on its own. So that's why I have that. Usually how it works. Looks like this uptrend might get a new high. Move up, pull back. EMA's holding. May even get a nice green bar here. I'm not too keen on trading it though because of this drop over here. I don't like that conflicting pattern. Hey Matthew, what's up with you? Ooh, sorry Anthony, that is no fun. All right, so it's a new day, new month actually too, which always feels like new year. You know, it's really, in all honesty, it's just another day, but for some reason it's like, hey, we got a fresh start, man. We do have some news coming out today. Manufacturing PMI and consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. That will be going down. EDL, good morning, good morning. What's the consensus on the equivalent tick size for the micro ES? I would just compare two charts, really. I don't really ever pull that chart up, so I'm not sure myself, but just get two charts side to side, one 2000 tick ES, one micro, and then just adjust, try different options. How is CL looking to me? It's like a nice uptrend. I have it as a spike in a secondary channel. It looks really nice. Gold also had a huge move up overnight. Hey Jay, good morning. Going well over here. Tom asking, is Apex reset on rebill? Not sure what that means. Oh, like when your subscription renews, is the account reset? Is that your question? If so, the answer is yes. If that account is in the failed status. So if you blow an account, right, you hit the trailing drawdown, whatever, you blow it, you're done, it's failed, it will reset the next month when your subscription renews. Robin, good morning, good morning. Do I have any stats I can share about the change to my strategy since you started? Pardon me. Yeah, I'm at about 52% win rate, something like that. Versus when I was just doing like second entries, my win rate was much higher than that. However, my profit factor is a little bit higher. It's at like 1.5. The big thing for me though is not so much the stats difference, but for me the style and mental difference. If you're just looking for like the perfect second entry, it can take a long time. You can go a couple days without seeing anything, and then your one moment shows up, at 11 a.m. on a Thursday, and if you're not ready, then you missed it, and that could be the one trade you have for the week. So I don't really like that kind of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on one trade, and it's a loser. Yeah. So there's that component. Like I want to be able to have more opportunities, and I would rather have a lower win rate, more opportunities. It just mentally, for whatever reason, that's easier for me. And then the risk to reward, it's really hard to have a bunch of winners in a row and then have one loser, and it takes out a big chunk. So I would rather have one loser that can get made up by one winner. So that's the primary difference for me. I wouldn't say there's a huge like edge difference, but with trading you always have to find out what works best for your personality, and so that was the major shift for me. Kid Poker, good morning. Good morning. I've been streaming for what is it? It's been over a year now. You can also just, go into the stream, the live tab on my YouTube channel and start at the beginning. J to the J, I grew up in Central Oregon. And I do live in Oregon still now. I've moved around a couple times, but I'm back in Oregon. Utah, nice. Never been, but would love to go sometime. Hour from Zion, 2.5 from Vegas. There you go. All right, we got 5 minutes to the open. And no real sign of direction. This is definitely a range-like kind of day. So with that in mind, we ought to keep our channels probably pretty tight. Better to play the extremes than look for like trend continuation in the middle. Yep, big news at 10 a.m. We have PMI and consumer sentiment. Over on the Nasdaq, it actually looks like this uptrend already played out. Break a new high. Now we may be going down. We shall see. I think the market could kind of go either way. On the bell, we're essentially right in the middle of this range. Tom hiked the entire Oregon coast. That's awesome. I love the Oregon coast when the weather's nice. 'Yeah, the southern section of the Oregon coast is quite beautiful. I mean, you start getting into the redwoods and all that. Yeah, absolutely. So this is continuing higher. We're in a range. I don't think we're going to get a retest of that move down. And it is a little bit abnormal, but it may just be the second leg of the little mini move down there. One minute till the open. Did that crazy short workout yesterday? It did. It did. Here's the open. I love it. Look at the prices moving already. New all-time high today, huh? Yeah, Socks guy, you can, if you follow me on Twitter, you can see updates on trades like that. I took 16 points or so on the short that I started during yesterday's stream. Then I took a long a bit later in the day and got 38 points on that. This is on the Nasdaq. Pretty strong move up here. Morning, Sage. I do have this channel, I'm looking at widening it. But I will need some more confirmation on that, because again, we are in a trading range for sure. Got to be careful about getting too wide with your channels. But it's in the back of my mind, because this is some pretty strong movement upwards. Sage, welcome back to Chug Traders. Cheers. Stay hydrated, my friends. Alright, I do not expect this channel to hold here, so I'm not buying here, but just watching. This is really where I think the channel likely is. And this is just the second leg up, so favoring likely a correction. But I'm just eyeing this big one to see if it does end up working. So maybe it does and we continue higher. Consolidating here after that little move up. See if we can go even higher. Maybe test that overnight high. Matthew says, usually when I enter a target, when I target a swing high low of the channel, I usually miss the full move. How do you stay in or know when to get out? It's a really good question. It's a really good question. That's something I'm still trying to perfect. I think it all comes down to when the market's trending, or you really expect a bigger move. Like, for instance, today so far with the current price action, I would not likely try to ride something a lot longer. Like, even if I was playing this channel, right, as playing along, buy right here, looking at the high, and then once it gets to the high, yeah, I mean, I'd probably take profit on a range like today, but let's say I didn't. Let's say I just went with it, tried to ride it. I usually would go below each bar, you know, so I might go below this bar, then this bar, and then this bar, and then I'd get stopped out there. So it's an extra, what would that be? That'd be an extra like 2 points, which is great. But yeah, it could easily reverse. So anyway, all that to say, I think it just comes with more experience of knowing like when you think the move is really going to continue for a long time. On trending days, for sure, that's when I would look to try to ride it out more. Hasn't really been any examples lately, but yeah. Yesterday, yeah, let's talk about yesterday. Let's see, where was that short? Right here, right? So, yeah, we had this move down, and I went short right in here, targeting a new low. So why did I stay in that? Well, there was a gap right down here somewhere. There was a couple. There was like yesterday's high and the close. So you make this nice move down, and you have those gap levels below. The market is really likely to go hit those. So that's why I stayed in. I did not think it was just going to make, you know, one tick lower here and then go higher without filling those gaps. So that was the reason there. So once it broke this swing low, the swing low here, once it broke below that, I started just trailing each bar. So I think I gave it a couple bars, trailed right here, and then right here, and then right here, and then right over here, and that's when I got stopped out. So I kept it tight. I didn't give it a ton of room, but I, locked in some profits along the way. Got stopped out right around there somewhere. And yeah, that's how that one worked out. Yeah, that would be the main answer for that. Look at the full context of the day and ask yourself, is it likely to continue from here? Another example would be, yeah, if you have like a really massive channel like this, right? And prices are respecting that, looks really good, really solid, and then you have a breakout of that, and maybe you correct for a while. Maybe you do something like this, and then all of a sudden the market moves up again. So you get a nice looking channel right here, and you get a little breakout of it, and you decide to go long right here. Well, you had this big, nice, beautiful channel earlier. Now you're playing this one. If you're going long here, it's likely to go past that high and all the way to the high of this main channel. So that would be another circumstance in which right when it gets to this high, I would start trailing my stop and try to ride it out to at least here, and then it might even continue higher. So yeah, definitely just look at the context of the day and ask yourself, is it likely to go more than just this swing high? We got about 15 minutes till the news. Market might be waiting for that. Yeah, I don't expect the market to really do anything significant here until this news is released. Again, this at 10 a.m. manufacturing PMI and consumer sentiment. Sage, great question. How has it been living as a trader without a day job? It's been a new set of emotions, for sure. Yeah, I'm still trying to work through that, and I'm sure there's going to be its ups and downs, but like every trade all of a sudden has a new weight and significance. It is a little terrifying, yeah. It is. So, we'll see. No, Thomas, no, I'm not. I am definitely rich in relationships, though, which is the #1 thing. At least the heat is on today. For sure. Don't trade outside, folks. Don't trade outside. Yeah, that shows you how rich I am when the heat's not working. Sax, any tips for staying calm? Thomas, I would agree. Confidence in the edge, and knowing that your ability to control your emotions is part of your edge. If you get really flustered and angry or scared or all these emotions, the more that you feel that, the worse you're gonna do. So being able to regulate those things is part of your edge as a trader. Bang. Cool. Well, I appreciate the support. You can always use my link and just type in the regular Apex code, which is saved now, I believe. A lot of good combo happening. Yeah, Sage, you ought not to have confidence in one trade. That's the whole piece of having an edge, is you believe it's going to work out in the long term. It's profitable in the long term. If you've ever read Trading in the Zone, he reminds us very much that you can't predict the outcome of one single trade. Sorry guys, I got something I gotta figure out really quick, so I'm gonna kind of go silent here for a minute, trying to get something in order. All right, sorry about that, guys. Something came up, had to figure that out. But yeah, we are super close to some new news, some news here. Consumer sentiment / PMI coming down in just a couple minutes. So if you are not flat already, good idea to get flat. Y'all on here talking about other streamers, jeez Louise. You're gonna do that, at least like the stream first. There's always buy money. All right, Ty. No, it's all good. I'm just playing with you. Just trying to make you jealous so you give us more attention. Fair enough. It's working. It's working. Right. 20 seconds here till blast off. I don't know if it's going to be that crazy, but yeah, it's coming. All right, well, there it is. There is that news. And it did indeed blast off. Cool. Well, on Nasdaq, that is the new high here of this channel. We're right at that overnight high level. Would expect this range structure to continue and for us to possibly head back down. Yes, it's the same. We hit that overnight level. A little downtrend working already. Actually, it might have played out. Morning, candlestick. Yeah, and if you did have that wider channel drawn, that is the new high of that, so even that's played out. This was never a confirmed channel by any means, but if you had it, boom, that's played out, and now you can look for a correction. Sachs, best day you've had this year. All right. Nice. What are you trading, Sachs? What's your setup that you're getting a bunch of trades for the best day of the year today? Yes, well, I know that. I'm asking what setup you trade. The Sachs setup. Say that 5 times fast. All right, here we are. Now we're heading a little bit lower. I'm hesitant to widen the channel, because that is always the temptation in a range, is to make wide channels, and they're usually not trustworthy. First winning day of the year. All right, Tom, we'll take that. Yeah, I don't see this as an angry bat reversal, Sage, but this is pretty clearly the two-headed monster. Yeah, you don't want to mess with the two-headed monster setup. No good, no good. Always avoid that. Close to a triple test for sure, yeah. A little bit of support across the bottom there. Sax guy, gotcha. Thanks for sharing that. Thomas, that sounds like a fantasy book. Mother bar, inside bear, and 3 black crows, 3 white soldiers go to find the ancient support and resistance. Black crows and white soldiers. I'm gonna have to identify some of those there. All right, we are getting a nice bounce here. But I'm not interested in taking any longs until we clear the overnight high. All right, well, the Nasdaq is past that level. Above that overnight high. I don't know that there's any wider channel we can draw. Maybe just be this little fella. Perhaps something like this. I don't know. Kind of wide, kind of nasty. That may be our only option. S&P is just now testing that overnight high. I was thinking yesterday, pencil head and shoulders is a legit good setup. Pencil head itself is what a strong rejection looks like. That's true. It's true. Except, I think if you were going to be trading, not that this disproves it or anything, but if you were going to be trading head and shoulders, this would be it, right? Spike up, rejection, and then you get right here on the neckline. It's supposed to drop down. Maybe you have to wait for the actual bar to go through, but yeah, either way, you're kind of right. If you have a straight up spike that, oh gosh, hold on. For some reason, my strategy kicked on. I almost got into a trade there. Jeez Louise, that's scary. But yeah, if you have a spike up, what on earth? Why is that doing that? I think I got my hotkeys all screwed up. Hold on. We can't just be entering trades here. Morning, Chayek. All right, there we go. I had my hotkey set to the same hotkey I have my drawing tool, so that was sketchy. It was gonna enter position. We have a mini little break of this uptrend on the S&P. Not gonna take it right into these highs. Very sketchy here. Pun intended, Sage. That's the joke of the day, my friend. I don't know why I've never made that pun before. These drawings are getting a little sketchy. That's perfect. All-time high is 51.23. Yep, it's there. It's right up there. So close. So close. Got a feeling we'll likely go hit it. The Nasdaq is holding above the overnight high so far. Looking pretty strong. Yeah, there you go, Thomas. The trend can't continue, right? There's no way it could go higher. Famous last words. Oops, I was on mute. Thank you. Anthony, I was saying, good job. Good job. That feels good. 11 consecutive days. Congrats. All right, this is the chance for the market to correct. We're right at that overnight high. All uptrends have played out. This is the chance for the bears to step in and show what they got. Show if there's any selling pressure. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Come on, market. Let's do something here. By the way, consumer sentiment was lower than projected, as was manufacturing. So just goes to show you you can't really predict what the reaction is going to be based on the actual numbers. Ultimately, yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just algos trying to grasp to any sort of news. They're running it through all their calculations, and that's why you get this big buy. Look at that, just straight up, totally algorithmically driven, and then it just gets reversed. So, and then now we're working up. So you can't predict that based on the numbers. You just have to watch the chart to see what's going to happen. We do, I guess, Waller, Fed Waller is speaking now. Already started, I guess. What time is that at? So he hasn't said anything or the market doesn't care, but just know that that's happening right now. So if we see some random candle out of nowhere, you'll know why. Thomas asking, am I eyeing crypto? No, I don't really trade crypto. I could. Price action is price action, so certainly could, but no, I usually just stick to these few instruments. But there is Bitcoin futures, so I don't know. Maybe I'll take a gander at that. I know Bitcoin has been moving really well. We're moving higher yet again. So maybe have a secondary channel going. That was really the bear's chance to start making some downward movement. And so far, not looking like it's happening. You got to throw in that tinfa, Thomas. Always got to throw in that tinfa. It's important. Has anyone found a larger channel at play on the S&P? We have some possibilities. I don't think anything is super good. This is a range structure ultimately, so always keep that in mind. But you know, you always got to be looking. You always got to be on the hunt. Yeah, I don't mind range stays either, Thomas. However, I like consistent, reliable ranges. This isn't really that. You know, we have this high, one test on the high, one test on the low. That's really about it. Another test on the high, we should have gone down here. Now, if we did that, this would be really solid. But gosh, this is just such a big range. All-time high is like right up here, so that's going to act as a magnet. Not a trustworthy structure for me. I like ranges that are, let's see, stuff like this, right? Where it's very clear, okay, here's your highs, here's your lows. You know where to buy and sell. Those are nice, but these really wide ranges that don't get tested and they have an imbalance, that's hard for me. There's clearly a bullish imbalance here. Have not gotten into any of this space. That's pretty tricky. Okay, here we go. This is starting to look kind of promising for maybe some downward movement. Nasdaq looking pretty weak. So we did actually hit the all-time high on SPY. So may see a correction here. I think Nasdaq hit it too, if I'm not mistaken. On the Qs. Yeah, so all-time high on the Nasdaq, all-time high on the S&P. And we'll see if it rallies into that. Doesn't look like it. There's, this has not been a super strong high volume kind of move. It could definitely pick up, but as of right now, it doesn't look like that. So it might correct a little bit. A little bit of support developing here on S&P. Got several touches. but might also turn into a head and shoulders. You got one shoulder here. The head is here. One more shoulder, and then we might get a reversal. Pretty lackluster price action for having just hit a new all-time high. We just kind of crawled up there and barely wicked above. Now we're starting to retreat a little bit. The move down on the Nasdaq technically looks played out. Move down, break new low. So maybe the Nasdaq heads higher here. We'll just have to wait and see. We are right at that overnight high, right off the all-time high. So this is a time to just wait and see. You don't want to try to guess what's going to happen in here. At the all-time high, there's no longer any losers, right? Everyone's making money, so typically you tend to continue higher, but you know, that doesn't mean we're going to blast through it today. Even if we came all the way down here, that's a very tiny little pullback on the daily time frame, so that could easily happen, and often does right around these key levels. So yeah, the chance of us going up and the chance of us going down, I would say, are pretty equal here, and therefore we should probably just chill. Ooh, sorry, getting a little too close for comfort there. Had to adjust something on my computer. Little Joe close up. Another bounce off that level. We'll see if this forms a second shoulder here, or if we continue higher from that support. Well, this is certainly starting to look like Friday price action, eh? We got probably another hour or so for the market to really do something. If we're not moving in another hour, that's a good, it's actually an indicator. It's called the weekend indicator. It signifies that you should go take your weekend. So we'll wait another hour for the weekend indicator to tell us whether or not we should stop for the day. But there's still time for this to get going on some good action. This wider channel could be legit. Another new all-time high on the S&P. The Bears had a chance right in here to get a reversal going, get back in here. So far, it does not look like that's happening. We may just continue to gradually drift higher today. It is worthy of noting that the Nasdaq did not make a new high on that last one. Looking a little bit weaker than the S&P. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I hope y'all are staying patient around this level. I can't really think of too many things that you could do here. I would not short. That's one thing I would not do. Fury, it has actually broken Friday's high. If you're thinking about here, I gotta load a couple more days on my chart. Hold on, and I can show you what's up. I'm loading some more days on my chart so we can go back to last Friday. Shoot, I need to load even more days. Yeah, the thing about it, Fury, that I was going to point out is that it's likely an overnight level. Because keep in mind that ES trades 24/7. So yeah, if you're just looking at the high that was on Friday, we haven't reached it there, but that happened overnight. That happened at, wait, maybe not. Interesting. Okay. I don't know why we're getting that print. Maybe it's just a little bit different than the S&P, because the SPY is indeed over the high. So it may just be that it's ES and not S&P. You don't usually see those kind of discrepancies, but yeah, since it's the future instead of the ETF. So that's probably what you're right. We haven't, it doesn't look like we've cleared the high for S&P futures, but on the ETF SPY we have, which is the instrument that I think would be more often referenced in regards to like all-time high and things like that. Nasdaq is approaching that new high. Looks like it might break through here. Cleaning up my chart a bit, and the higher we get, the more this channel is looking likely. There's the all-time high on the ES futures. Again, we've already made the all-time high on the SPY, but now futures as well. We've made an all-time high. Now we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens if we continue to work up or we get a correction. So yeah, as I've mentioned, this is pretty pivotal here. What happens at this level? I would look for maybe this wider channel to be legit if we continue to get higher and keep drifting. So if we get into this area up in here and are steadily holding it, that's when I would want to look for some longs. If we reject off the all-time high, I would really want to see a bearish correction fully play out. I'm not going to be blindly buying this channel with the rejection off the all-time high, and we may, if we get a nice bearish channel like this, I'm totally fine taking a short. So two distinct possibilities, and maybe we just chop around here and don't do anything. I'm gonna give today's action probably another hour, and if we are just chopping around, that's likely going to be the weekend signal. So that's where I'm at for the rest of the day. Happy March, guys. New month, new opportunities, and should be some good trading this month. Hope you all get a restful, enjoyable weekend, some time with loved ones. Reset that mind, man. Go outside. Don't be stuck inside studying charts all day. Anyway, thanks everybody. Reminder, today and Monday, last days for the 80% one day to pass sale. Link is in the description. You already know. And I will see you guys this coming week. Have a great one.